Nearly a year after a deadly crash killed a bicyclist and seriously injured another, the driver who hit them has pled guilty to most of the charges against him. Thanks for joining us. I'm Julie Bragg.
And I'm Leland Pender. The survivor of that crash talked to our Tracy Sears about the plea and shares how she plans to use her voice to raise awareness. Tracy.
Yeah, Natalie Rainer has had a miraculous recovery considering the speed at which she was hit, but she says the emotional healing will take much longer. And today's guilty plea was the first big step in that process. It's been nearly 1 year since Natalie Rainer's life changed in an instant when an impaired driver struck Natalie and a friend on the morning of August 13th as they rode their bikes along Osborne Turnpike. The accident critically injured Natalie and took the life of 49-year-old Jonah Holland.
Everybody loved Jonah. She was the type of person who would bend over backwards to help you if you needed it.
On Monday, 19-year-old Jeffrey Crawford Brooks pled guilty to 3 charges related to the crash, including aggravated involuntary manslaughter. Prosecutors say Brooks had THC and alcohol in his system at the time of the crash.
He's just a young man, and his decisions affected my life. They took Jonah's life, but ultimately they've really affected his own life, and he'll be carrying the weight and the result of his choices for the rest of his life.
Just weeks before the accident, Natalie says she felt a premonition of sorts and even told Jonah about it.
I turned 30 on June 18th of last summer, and I just had this overwhelming feeling that my life was going to change.
But she never imagined that change would be a tragedy she has few memories of.
I remember riding down Grove Avenue with her. I remember riding behind her on Grove Avenue, just out of the city. And that's pretty much where my memory stops.
But memories involving months of painful recovery, both physically and emotionally, linger for both families. On Sunday, Natalie says Jonah would have turned 50 years old.
The community really rallied around what happened to Jonah and me. And I think in part is that they love Jonah so much, and that she was taken in such a violent and untimely manner. But just knowing that so many people had my back and wanted me to get better and cared about how I was doing, it helped me so much through those early days.
Today, Natalie is back on her bike and pursuing other physical activities that she loves, including swimming and yoga. She says her scars from broken bones, a severed abdomen, and burned skin remain. Yeah. And while her physical health may never be what it once was, she says her mission to help others remains steadfast.
I think it is hard to unlearn some of this darkness that I've been unfortunately thrust into as a result of this accident, but I want to show up in a positive way, and I want to use my voice to advance bike pedestrian safety in our city.
Now, Brooks faces up to 31 years in prison when he is sentenced later in October. Julie.
Tracy, thank you so much.